we're only sophomores in college and all. But have either of y'all ever contemplated um, changing your major or like degree plan? And if so, like why? Like I know NIDHI, you started out as like bio something or other.
Yeah.
I don't freaking know something, right? And then
Bio.
you switched to like aerospace, which is like a pretty big shift. Um, like why don't you start us off? I guess.
Yeah. So like, I guess growing up, everyone's always like, "Oh, doctor, that's what you're gonna do," and I'm like, "Okay, why not?"
Did
And
they just impose that on you, or like they just?
kind of like I was never forced, but like I went to high school and I did bio, and I was like, "Oh, this is easy. Why not?" And
Oh,
I have
interesting.
two older cousins that did bio at UT as well, and they were like, "Oh,
Hmm.
it's so easy. It's perfect for like med school and stuff." And so like I always
Hmm.
thought I was gonna go to med school, but then like throughout high school, I think in physics we just started physics, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this." And
Oh,
then
dang.
there was also like in eighth grade we had a space unit in science class, and I just loved that unit so much. So I was like, I want to do
Hmm.
something with like space and I guess medicine, just
Physics.
because like
Oh, okay.
I was told
Uh-huh.
to. And
Uh-huh.
at my cousin's graduation from med school, there was like a space doctor where there were like a few or like a certificate you could get and
Hmm.
graduate as a space doctor. So I was like, oh, I guess I could do that. But then I was
Hmm.
like, I don't want to do medicine at all. I'll just focus on space. So I was like
No, that's
senior year
fair.
of high school after I like applied to a college and got into bio, and I was like, can I change? And they're like, wait a year, and I was like, okay.
Oh, interesting.
But
When
yeah.
when you said you asked, can you change this to your parents or like?
Oh no, when I asked like UT if I could change, my parents were like,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
Got you, got you, got you.
So I
That
was
is cool.
like,
How is aerospace so far?
it's
Not to put
hard,
you.
but I like it.
It's hard. Hey, but honestly, if you're enjoying it though, like it won't feel like
That's
an obligation.
that's true.
It'll feel like fun, if you love it
Yeah.
that much. Yeah. I also liked physics too, so I can relate. I don't know if I was that into space, but I like physics.
Yeah.
Was
But yeah.
not a fan of physics.
Okay,
Aerospace
well,
engineering sounds so cool though. That sounds really neat.
yeah,
I feel
it
like I'm
is
just
neat.
not learning anything that's gonna relate to my job, but it's okay.
Wait,
Like how am
really?
I
What do you mean?
like I did thermo and then I was just like copy paste like the equations and like plugging and chugging, and I was like, I feel like the computers could do this. And I
Oh,
talked to
yeah,
my cousin,
probably.
he's a biomedical engineer.
Hmm.
He was like, yeah, it's kind of useless. The computers do everything. You just need to know how to use the computer. It's like, okay.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
That makes sense.
That's how it be. But that's so cool though. You're gonna be an astronaut one day.
I think that's a bucket list item. I don't know if I'll get to that, but hopefully.
No, you will get to that one day when you're famous, Nidhi. When you're
My coach
famous and
was
out in
gonna be an
space.
astronaut.
One day maybe.
Take me with
I'll
you.
take you with me.
One day when you're famous, just remember, Vaibhav and Shrikar, that we did this podcast that possibly may have helped you become an astronaut. Okay, so feel free
You're
to
right.
donate any money you want.
You really
I'll
have
take a
to take
Ferrari.
credit for your astronautism.
Really.
I'll take a Ferrari. You don't have to give me much. Like that's okay too. But
I mean,
Hold
we'll
on.
welcome
see.
back, Shrikar.
Sorry. My mom's Indian friends came and she called me like 5 times to come and show my face. And of course, the first thing they do is comment on my hair because that's what they all do. It was
Oh,
just
of
the
course.
same routine small
I
talk.
like your hair, Shrieker.
Thank
I
you.
Very
love your
unique.
hair.
Oh, I'm out of breath. Oh my god. Okay, thanks. Thank you guys.
It's okay. It's good. Don't cry. Take your
What are we
time.
talking about?
We were talking about if you've ever contemplated changing your major or
Oh
degree plan and
yes,
whatnot,
yes.
and Nidhi was
I feel
basically
like
explaining how she shifted from
I think
biology.
Shaker's heard this
I
story,
have.
right?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed you did. That's why I'm
Yes. I
excited.
remember when it happened. I remember talking to you about like when you first contemplated switching majors. I was there. And it was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fun convo because I was in an org that actually does aerospace stuff. I'm in UAV,
UAV. Yeah.
UAV Austin, and I was like sorta, and I like my first internship was in with an aerospace company, so I was like, yeah, NIDHI, this is
Mm.
pretty cool shit.
It's pretty cool shit.
I'm convinced.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fair. Of course, of course. All right. We'd like to go next. Anisha, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, so I also kind of changed, but I didn't change my major. But before college, like in high school, originally I thought that I wanted to do medicine also. So I actually
Oh,
like
dang.
applied to a lot of places like biomedical engineering, like stuff like that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something like that and then either go into medicine or just have a career in like biomedical engineering or something like that. Because I really liked science, I liked math. I was like, okay, that is probably what I want to do. And then
Well, you
they
didn't like physics, but
I hated physics,
I'm
yeah.
not offended by that at all. It's okay. Yeah.
So then, like senior year, but
Mhm.
like this whole time I was also in DECA, which is like a business org, and you like compete and stuff for business. But senior year, when I was like applying to colleges, I actually applied to a lot of places as like bio or like biochemistry, biomedical engineering, like stuff like that. And then I also applied to some places business because I really like did not know what I wanted to do. I was like so unsure. Um, but for the first part of high school, I was like really set on like medicine or something like that. But then like senior year, I realized that that's not really what I wanted to do, and I didn't really think I was passionate enough about it to like go through med school and like do that whole thing because I wasn't like that passionate about it. And I was always like interested in business too. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna do that instead because that's something that like interested me more. And I'd like done a lot of that stuff in high school. And I was like, I wanna learn more about it and like explore it more in college. So I guess in that way I kind of changed from like medicine and like that stuff to business, which I think is a great move right now because I think I would have switched my major if I'd continued doing like something sciencey. So
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's a
Dang,
pretty
that's
like
cool.
common Indian narrative.
mhm.
I
Yeah, I feel.
all my parents really want. My parents still ask me to switch my major to be a doctor. They're like, my mom's like, "Oh, Srika, I want to call you doctor. Go get a PhD at the least." I'm like, "What the fuck, mom? No." And
No, that's
she
fair.
like my whole bro. I swear to God, I came out the womb and my grandma was like, "You're gonna be a doctor one day." Yeah, you know,
They're like, what do we name him? Name him Doctor.
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 Doctor. So, I think it's pretty common for people to be like pressured to do into shit like medicine when so many
Yeah, for
people
sure.
like medicine is not right for them, bro. It's
Yeah.
medicine is a lot.
It's a lot
Going
of
through
time.
med
Yeah.
school, it's
Mhm.
like all that standardized testing bullshit all over again after high school. Med schools,
Yeah.
and then you're like 28 when you can finally become a doctor.
Exactly.
Becoming a doctor is not for everyone. Like
Mm-mm.
it's prestigious and it's like selfless in the sense that you're a doctor, but it is so much more than that Indian parents just don't realize sometimes.
Yeah. It's like a lot of time, a lot of effort. I mean, if you're not the biggest fan of school, then I mean, like, it's not just like, oh, I like science, but
I'm not.
I don't really love school. I don't know if you want to put yourself through like another 6, 8 years of school after college, so school, I mean, med school, residency, whatever. Yeah.
I think you were divinely ordained to become a business major, Anusha. Literally the word hedge is built into your name.
That is
Exactly.
Hedge.
That's fair. Hedging
yeah.
out risks, hedge
Hedge
funds.
Too
funds.
bad I'm not doing
Exactly.
finance. That would have been perfect. Like name
Ooh.
everything.
Yeah, if you did finance, man, every hedge fund would have been like shit.
I would have been
But
Anusha.
like, she is the hot shit. We have to get her. Like,
Bro.
we have to. We have to.
Hedges in her blood.
No, that's true. True. That's true.
Yeah.